You're just separated now. They find the openings. Here comes the rotations. It's happening again. Hello. It is all down to Crim.
12-3 as Simp, well, maybe a little vengeance for the loss at the World Championship last year. Some extra love onto the members as Crim is getting swarmed, hunted, and he will drop FaZe. They dominate the search and destroys. They're flawless.
I'm just counting them, bro.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Chance.
Welcome Warzone COD Sensation, who's immortal, into the chat. Yes, he's there right now. Fire away your questions. All you have to do is text 5G GOAT to 313131 for T-Mobile 5G weekly drop. So some awesome prizes being given away. Everyone, though, I think just trying to recompose themselves after that last match. I had to walk around a little bit. I forgot that I was even casting again. That was something, yo.
No, it really was. And now we get to the winners final. Atlanta FaZe, Dallas Empire. This could be another banger. I mean, who knows? We saw, though, at the last major, it was all Atlanta FaZe. The winner final, a fast 3-0. The grand final, 5-2. Dallas, they're back here again.
Yeah, I just need to see more. I mean, last time after you and I cast the winners final, we thought it was over. Like, it was just so dominant. Empire need to come out here, get a victory, or at least make it competitive. And we believe, everyone believes you've got what it takes to take down FaZe. Looking for an incredible matchup. Two top teams in the game meeting for back-to-back winners bracket finals. Let's start to meet our squads. We're going to start with Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you mate. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Joe, for Empire, their battle continues on in exactly the way we thought it would happen, right? Winning 2-3-5 against Røkkr.
Yeah, just the way that, we wrote it. Exactly the way we wrote it. But Empire in a position they were all last year. They were top 4 every single home series. They're top 3 in back-to-back majors. I mean, listen, they got here in a crazy way. They really did. They know that a couple of things go differently. They're in the elimination bracket, but they're here. They have to refocus. They have a tough matchup.
It's funny to think about the teams that are remaining. It's like Empire is still here on a miracle, it feels like. Røkkr still kind of here on a miracle. and like, FaZe has just been kind of cruising along. Do they have what it takes to dominate this matchup yet again? We're going to go ahead and see, but let's check out the roster first. Atlanta FaZe.
Atlanta, Georgia, you magnificent beast, you. This is 2021, baby. And the 2021 Atlanta FaZe are stacked. We got us a member of the Scuff Team of the Year by the name of Simp.
Grabs the bomb, 10 seconds left, and he realizes he can't get to the other side.
The other battle-hardened returnees are aBeZy and Cellium.
All the way! Cellium! No, he's not even shot down! aBeZy doesn't even need to go fence!
Arcitys is here.
Can he get the angle over the top? He gets the kill! Arcitys with the 1v2 clutch!
Atlanta FaZe.
The squad, what more can you say, Joe? The last matchup we did, we showed the stats. We had to have multiple pages of stats. We're showing the categories they are first in. They dominate everything.
No, they do. I think for Atlanta FaZe, though, Toronto Ultra pushed them. They really did. That game 4 was as close as it could be. That raid, search, and destroy. Ultra looked good, but in the respawns in 1 and 3, it was all Atlanta FaZe. But as you said, it's a pain sometimes to write keys to victory for these guys. But we're going to take a look now at our maps and modes, and it is a little bit different than what we saw from the winners final and the grand final. Garrison, we did not see there. Express, we obviously didn't see there. The raid control, they split that. In the grand final, it was won by Dallas Empire. In the winners final, it was a 3-0 in favor of Atlanta FaZe. Checkmate, Dallas won that in the grand final. It was one of the maps they walked away with. And then if we get to that map 5, Miami Search and Destroy, it was a 6-2 win in the winners final for Atlanta FaZe. So I think one good thing here for Dallas Empire, there's a couple of maps where, they didn't really see you play. They haven't seen you play much. Garrison is a very good map for Dallas. They're 4-1. Atlanta FaZe, though, 5-2 on the map. And I think the reason we didn't see this at the first major was because Dallas was vetoing this. They didn't want to play Atlanta FaZe on this map, but now with what happened, they got to go with it.
Well, I guess my question to you, with how good a map pool FaZe has and the fact that they're strong in every mode, what is like the biggest mode to target? What's the most important one for Empire here, do you think, if they're going to get a victory?
I think hard points. I look at this. It's a very strong map for Dallas, and they won checkmate in the grand final. We saw Atlanta FaZe struggle a little bit. They had a clutch on up, a crazy play from aBeZy to win that map 4 yesterday.
Well, Simp comes through with the openers. Try and get pressure on the site. All the kills through for the Tiny Terrors thus far as Arcitys looks over from this mid catwalk. They're in a good position for second already. They're soaking up time. The kill feed has been nothing but
They got too aggressive. One split. Look at this. Shotzzy spawns out.
Picked it up.
Well, they think it may have happened. It looks like Simp's going to make sure. He might know. But they got a little too aggressive. Cell's going to be like, yeah, all right, he did split there. A bit of a split spawn, maybe a little too aggressive, but Simp picks it up. Cellium spawns back. You get the first 30 seconds, and now they're going to set up for this second hill. But here comes Empire trying to get burst control.
And it's a delicate balance, right? When you're holding the hard point mid-map to just not push too far forward. But let's see if Empire can get involved now heading to second. The person posted inside the point will be Arcitys, the new addition to the team this year. But the kills coming in. Shotzzy able to take down 2. Onto the point go Empire. And yeah, I think you used a good word there. It is huge for Empire early in the game.
Yeah, you're able to get that break. You're able to get the setup. I mean, this is a position where you're up 70-80 if you're Atlanta FaZe. And they had this yesterday with checkmate. They threw that away, right? So, there are some mistakes still being made by Atlanta FaZe. They've really been strong on their fundamentals, but throughout this major, a couple of small early mistakes bite them in the butt. And now Empire, they're going to take the lead. They're trying to get pushed out for this third hill, but you're going to see 1, 2, and 3. Everybody just slow down from Atlanta FaZe. Get up, set up for P3.
Yeah, and I think there's more to that too. Like, yes, they'll make some mistakes sometimes, but some teams aren't capable to capitalize on it just because of the raw talent. Empire is a team that can and will capitalize on it. You saw it there. They need to continue to do that through this series because no team's going to be mistake-free. Some teams are just better at making up for those mistakes. Some teams are better at taking advantage.
Maybe my watch is telling me to breathe. I guess I'm still recovering.
You're still fired up for the round 11? Yeah, dude,
yeah, my watch is saying, hey, calm down. Do a minute of deep breathing exercises. Okay, fine.
I was thinking about doing some yoga or something after that. I was walking around mindlessly in my backyard, but whew, we still got a banger on our hands. But Empire, again, in the hard point. But it's the collapse through. A Simp and Arcitys find kills for FaZe to get back again.
Well, that's a bailout, right? That's what we just talked about because that was a clean break from Dallas, and it's followed by a clean break from Atlanta FaZe. I mean, again, you set up early on P3, but Dallas just flood on through, and they respond. That's a chance for Empire. As one coach Rambo is noting of, we do better here, we have a bigger lead.
Absolutely, but it's 4 in a row right now for Simp, sitting at 8-3. We'll see. Still a long ways to go, obviously, towards getting any kind of streaks, but this is where they start to really mount up. And the movement is on point. Slide, snap to the left, snap to the right. Simp, 7 in a row, artillery earned.
And sometimes there's also this, and there's nothing you can do. Cellium having a slow start here, but Simp making up for it, up to 11-3, as you said, earns the artillery, trying to find the cruise missile, playing his life, putting shots into everyone right now. Not a ton of, well, now there's going to be some time earned. Whole team's flying out. Simp flies. He flies out. I don't think he got the cruise missile.
I don't think he did either, but, I mean, that play, I've been commentating for a long time, Joe. I know it's early in his career, but he is one of, if not the most impressive Call of Duty players I've ever seen.
Yeah, he'll be up there. I mean, ever since he played on the main stage for the first time, everybody knew that it was going to be something special. And, well, there's FaZe up. You can do it too!
What?
FaZe up!
Okay!
Oh my gosh!
They're losing the game right now, but, like, what is this out of Simp? Using a pistol like a sniper. And the lead change comes through for Atlanta FaZe.
Woo! All right. So, yeah now he's on another spree.
Thanks for following that up, Simp, after I made that statement.
Yeah, they take the lead now. They have Dallas spawned in the back. Yeah, you just rode that one, huh? Yeah.
Jesus.
What is going on?
16-4 6 in a row. Now, can they turn all of these kills and streaks into a significant lead? Is the highlight machine and Simp continues? We're going right into an Astro listening with Atlanta FaZe.
Well, does he earn?
Oh, we're 20.
Yeah,
Come on, we're good, we're good, we're good.
He went to his
I
first
spawned out, I
one.
spawned out, I spawned out.
This guy front line, front line.
Okay, I'm getting free. You guys just stay up.
Elite,
Alex,
front
hold
line.
on. You guys stay up, you guys stay up. Pull out green, pull out green. Yeah,
I'm a
Illy
shot,
one shot, Illy one shot.
Just green. Just
Stay
spawn
alive,
out.
stay alive.
Okay,
Spawn out. On the green, I'll kill you on the green.
I'll see this guy on Tom. I'll see him on
I
Tom.
see the guy cat.
He's in the corner.
Middle floating, middle floating. Top green.
That's he's in.
Top green, Kylie, top green.
Top green, hop up top green. This guy's floating.
Yeah, there's one.
Floating,
I stand this
Yo,
Illy the mid, Illy the mid, one shot.
We're missing one. I'm blocking.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get green.
yeah,
We smoke close.
Someone help me on top.
I got you.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
nading
Tom.
your, I'm nading your push.
I'm
He's on me.
And invent.
Stay alive.
Put your rails, I'm putting your rails.
Middle.
Triple name me.
Can I
No
make-
one had me. No one had me. Kill me. Big kill.
One more top caution.
We're gonna flip. We're gonna flip.
I didn't flip. I didn't flip.
Dilly gets one spare.
Oh, don't follow.
I spawned out, I spawned out.
No.
Yeah, I'm in the
Good
Yeah, good shit. One
Flash,
top
flash,
cat,
flash.
top
Ender
cat.
lights, ender lights,
Huge
ender
top cat,
lights.
huge top
Ender
cat.
lights, they're all spawning in the back.
He's on team.
All spawning in the back, all spawning in the back.
Spawn out,
Yes, they're all spawning in the back. Crim's on the crossing. There's 2 back breaks. Crim is watching the top cat cross.
Yeah,
I
because
watch out. One behind us, maybe, Tyler? There could be a guy behind. Out of your pitch now, out of your pitch now. Help.
Take down. Pushing me,
One
one more. Help him.
Outer.
Together.
Watch out.
Nice.
He's one on streaks. Okay, we spawn kind of close. I'm holding mid.
Close 10.
I'm holding our side. Get that cruise.
MC one shot.
I'm gonna keep floating. I'm gonna keep
fucking
floating.
I'll get mid.
Stay down.
Make sure
You
you
get-
fight.
I got Crim.
You're missing Kyler?
Yeah, you're missing Kyler.
I push you, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm backing up.
I'm
Yeah,
peeking.
No,
No,
he's beyond.
nothing through. Nothing through. I
it's
think.
not there.
I mean,
Kyler, go block.
Yeah, I'm blocking. Did you hold him, C? Did you hold?
Yeah.
Alright, that's
No, you
fine.
didn't, but I'll get you.
Block.
I got time.
I'm trying to walk over.
Well, Simp had the pair of streaks, then Cellium went on 9 in a row. He earned some more streaks for the FaZe side. Up 60. Starting to really, I guess, chain the kills and the objective time together now.
Yeah, and what a turnaround for Cellium. I think he was 1-8 at some point, 1-7. It was a very slow start. That's why the game was so close. And he goes on a massive spree. But I just loved hearing it because you kind of heard everybody else. It was pretty fast. And it was just Arcitys like, there's one outer. He's just the calming voice at times where these guys need. And sometimes he's going to be the one like, hey, relax, slow down. Like, you have to talk. I can't even think right now. Like, just calm, one at a time. But you can tell it gets a little crazy in their comms.
Yeah, I like there was a little bit of gas in there too. He was like, "You're effing disgusting" to somebody. Yeah, you like to hear that as well. But Cellium off a 9 streak, now onto a 5 streak. You mentioned the turnaround. Well, he's still turning it around as he continues to go off. But the advantage big for FaZe, but Empire in no way out of this yet. But it's just I know we've watched a lot of FaZe players because of the streaks that have been going on and some of the ludicrous plays. It just feels like if a comeback's going to happen, there's got to be a big swing in that category.
Well, the problem is, man, we still have streaks. That's the real issue here. If you go on a comeback, you chain these together. As soon as you get into a comfortable spot, they're just going to use a streak. I mean, they have so many to use. So that's the problem right now. But they got to try and get map control, and they just can't. Arcitys, aBeZy able to follow it up. Simp on top of that tank, soaking up the time. Well, it was just pretty close, pretty back and forth. As soon as we went to that second rotation, it's been all Atlanta FaZe.
And you and I have touched on that a lot of times with this FaZe team, or just top teams in general, to be tight early. And it's just I don't know, after that first set of rotations, whether it's the adjustments or just getting hot, they really start to run away with games. And you saw some ample evidence of that here. Arcitys, I mean, I know we highlighted the Cellium streak, the Simp streak. Arcitys is 29-15.
You can see what that does, right? I mean, Crim's 14-25 on the opposite side. Simp with the patience, taking his time, but it's balanced. It is just everybody 20+ right now. And you can see why in the last major, Dallas decided to veto this. This is a map that Atlanta FaZe is so comfortable on. You have the takeover ability, the slaying ability, and as I said, as soon as you get some map control, what's going to happen? Streaks are going to come flying through the rooftop. There is a team kill, so it's going to slow things down. But it's just about when is this done? That's really the question.
So that's how it feels, certainly. But Empire just holding on with desperation. We've seen so many miracles throughout this weekend. Why not one more? I mean, Empire's been a part of one. You know, a team is never out of it. You just got to keep fighting. Hope things chain together. Lead down to 80 now as we get ready for our next hard point to pop. Huke, he's got to be important in this series. He's got to be the guy. I mean, when they played him last time, the games they were winning is when he was taking over.
It's exactly that. Yeah. We need Huke to return to that form. He really hasn't, you know, in a way, it's a good thing that he hasn't needed to what he was doing in stage 1 because, you know, Crim, iLLeY, all three of them I think are statistically better from stage 1 to stage 2, besides Huke. So there's that. But here we go. FaZe, they get map control, Cellium, cruise missile flying on in. Hit those streaks, Cell. Game 1 goes to Atlanta FaZe.
Some ridiculous plays out of the FaZe side. It feels like everybody on a big streak at some point. Simp, for the best play, you pick one of 5 that we made a solve from his POV.
Oh, it's the pistol play. Wait, what is this? I don't know. It's all headshots?
Yes! Was he weak? I
no,
hope
he
so.
came off a spawn.
Well,
he came off a spawn.
Yes, just a headshot burst to the forehead.
And that's not easy to do with that weapon. Like, whatever. It happened.
Kid's a little damn robot.
A demon.
A demon, yeah, maybe a demon. So Crim's the robot, he's the demon, whatever you want to call it. But map 1, they're able to take. You know, it wasn't, the scoreline wasn't super dominant, but it felt very dominant, just considering the slaying aspect. What did they end up outslaying by? 12-9, 29-27, I believe it was. They outslayed him by. That's dominant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think it might be 29, but yeah, it's a very good one. But that's their pick, right? Now we go to S&D Express, and you know we saw it yesterday with the Ultra. They needed to win that raid. They needed to win their S&D pick to get us to a map 4 so that they could get to their hard point. So we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I think one silver lining. CDL, we were talking with Røkkr. If you're Empire, there's been some improvements here with the search and destroy, and you're going to need every ounce of that now as we get ready for the map 2. Time to try and regain. After the map 1 thumping, is FaZe looking to serve a beatdown to Empire once again in a winner's bracket final. Search coming up after the break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. The Call of Duty League is presented by Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
A shot of both of our squads in the winner's bracket final before we continue on in this best of 5. One team guaranteed top 2, their share of $500,000. The other moves on to tomorrow, continue that fight to get back to a grand final. And don't forget, you can text, what is it, 5G GOAT to 313131 for the weekly 5G supply drop. We love giveaways. We love rewards. You love them too. So enjoy. Oh, my hand was huge. Look at that size.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Look at the size of that thing. Well, Joe, from that and my giant hands, let's take it right into the game fuel keys to victory. Let's talk about Atlanta FaZe first. I know you said it's very difficult with this team to come up with them.
It sure is. You know, I guess one thing I went with, Dallas, they clutch up, right? So just don't allow that to happen. Stick to the fundamentals that have worked all year. Don't give them an opportunity to make those plays. Tiny Terrors continue to dominate. They were plus 45 yesterday in the series versus Toronto. aBeZy had 91 kills in a 4-game series. This time it was Simp, and they're doing that. Continue the balanced effort in S&D. 49 attack rounds won, 47 defense round won. They're number 1.
Yeah, no, especially, I mean, the attacking one is insane. I remember looking at the differential a couple days ago between them and like the second place team, and it's just astronomical. But Empire, yeah, you gotta think a little bit more about it in the sense of, you know, they got smoked in the winner's bracket final last time. Joe, what were your keys to get over the hump here?
They need to be better in Surge versus FaZe. They were 0-4 in the major one, in the grand final and winners final. They only won 8 rounds across 4 maps. That just can't happen. Needs to be better. Look for map wins early in the series. FaZe lead the league in win percentage in games 1 and 2. When's the last time the pressure has been on FaZe? Maybe it just hasn't happened. Not gonna happen there in that map one. And Huke needs to hit MVP form. I know everybody else is playing better, but when they won those maps in the grand final, it was behind Huke. He was plus 20 in those 2 games. I would love a more balanced effort from the squad, and I get that. But to slow down a Simp or aBeZy, you need Huke. It's just what you need.
Yeah, it's just, you can talk all you want about balance, but when it comes to a clash of the Titans, a clash of the superstars got to show up. It just is what it is. Is this matchup a nightmare for Huke? Is it tough? Does it get any harder than this? No, it sure as hell does not. Well, he's got to try.
In stage 1, Shotzzy, you know, he's been much better throughout stage 2, and I think that helps. But as Shotzzy's gotten better, Huke's fallen down a little bit, and that's okay. But if there is a series where you need those two to play at their absolute best, it's this one.
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, the sub matchup doesn't get a whole lot better than the Shotzzy and Huke on one side, Simp and aBeZy on the other. It's insane, the talent at both levels. But everyone just has to be, I mean, if you're going to be FaZe, you got to beat your absolute best is the point. You have to be.
And this is an interesting one. All right, so Dallas going to pick this. They're 2-2. Atlanta FaZe, they're 1-2 on this map. And, you know, there's 2 maps that are sort of stick out to me for Atlanta FaZe where they have a maybe, I mean, the raid one is really only Toronto. But maybe here, maybe someone can find an opening. But on this first defense, it's trades back and forth. I was going to say it was looking good, but now it's a 2v2.
Yeah, no, I thought it was about to be like a 4v2, and then kills come through for Empire. So 2 versus 2, Crim, great positioning.
Hello.
Gives them the edge. Now on Arcitys, try and clutch up at a 1v2. Is Empire move forward to get this plant down? He's going to go just take a peek at B, but as we can see on the minimap, bomb's on the opposite side, so he gets that information. Now, what kind of timing will he get on the transition across?
They should have heard that, and they do. iLLeY's just going to wait for his teammate. Maybe double challenge. Arcitys, there's a lot of timings here, and he's just hoping he can catch a player on the bomb site. He's a fine Crim. Oh, he doesn't finish that kill, but at least gets the first. Now, only 20 seconds. Crim's got to either get the kill or work the plant, and Arcitys being very patient right now. He's got the weapons. Arcitys reads it, and he wins the 1v2.
What a clutch from Arcitys, and I mean, the damage into Crim is important because he couldn't re-challenge trade, right? Like, he got him very, very weak, so he knows he's got a second
back
here.
all the way up.
He knows he's got a second here. Yeah, Crim's got to get out. He's like panicking. He probably got 20 health. And the read, and the beams, and the clutch from Arcitys.
And, you know, Empire, they bring that back from what was looking like a 4v2 to a 2v1. But the time really hurt him. You could just tell the way that Crim and iLLeY were playing that. They didn't want a timing where one of them was going to be on the bomb for that player to get caught. But what happens? They end up getting caught anyways.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say, like, maybe just try to get it down. But, yeah, it's just the timings. You never know how it's going to go. There's so much time, so many angles he could hit. But it will be a fast plant here from FaZe. Or will it with just a little bit left? That's Shotzzy with a 74U from mid. He hit that from the top train, right?
Yeah, it's just right through the window. That's right through the window. Simp doesn't plant safe. He doesn't plant safe behind the bomb. He gets caught. Now you're in a 4 versus 2 for aBeZy and Cellium.
Shotzzy just unravels this round. Cellium, though, giving them a chance to bring it back. Still
right, that's just a solo challenge, right, from Huke. There's no trade there. In my mind, there's no need to be by himself in that spot, but doesn't back up. Now a 2v3 and very spread here from Dallas Empire.
Well, it looks like Empire, like, Planet B will retake 3v2. At least the way they're playing this. But yeah, they are so spread. They got like a triangle set up on the map.
That is the call.
This next one's the big one. This next one's the big one.
Call could have been we could retake 4v2.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. And now here we go. iLLeY, he's going to work towards the site. And they've kind of figured out where they're at. He's at a spot 1, able to take one down. Now it's all down to Cellium.
Oh, I thought the slide snapback was happening, but Crim finishes him before he can make a play. They'll tie it up 1-1. They don't let it slip away. And, well, it starts with Shotzzy just stopping the plant.
Yeah, it's just the first blood on the Simp. And you know they have to work that plant again. Another player gets picked 4 versus 2. And just where Shotzzy was, kind of where they cleared it, was basically like they're probably our catwalk or they're in our hallway because iLLeY came through that flank. He didn't hear anything. Nice retake. Good round from Dallas.
Crim starts out. 3 kills. A good one there to close out. So make sure Cellium doesn't do some weird Cellium stuff. And that's a big thing too. Yeah, just closing out the kills when you can if you're Empire. Try to limit the playmaking ability, I guess, to FaZe.
Yeah, aBeZy and aggressive. Him and Simp are both here. This is kind of what we saw in the series prior, right? Where OpTic very slow, and what does this do? This spreads out the defense. Look where Arcitys is. Look where Cellium is. They're the only players in this area. Now, can they find opening picks on them? It's going to be all out towards this A zone. It looks like it's going to be a 2v2 towards A.
Here we go. That could hurt. Should have been. It was, but Simp.
Did they expect a trade? He's going fast. Oh, iLLeY was there. I thought they both were running. I thought they were both running.
Fantastic 2v2 win there. From Shotzzy and iLLeY. They cracked the site wide open. Teammates will rally across. Arcitys hit down to 66 health early as he's just looking to get in position. He's still moving forward. Not an easy gunfight at all, but I don't know how he lived as long as he did. Finally, the trade will come in. Cellium last up. Huke soars on forward to take out both, and Empire get their second round victory on the board.
Yeah, great job by Shotzzy and iLLeY to find those openers. That's really the play between those two, working inside that site. Able to find the first blood. They stay alive. Simp thinks he has the timing maybe, right? Can at least find one. A lot of the times it's usually just one there, right? Just playing a lurk spot. Simp was there. It's some bad timing. He gets caught.
Back-to-back now for Empire. All 4 for FaZe. Fast towards B. Pre-fire from iLLeY, but he's the lone man there until Huke gets his way across steps.
Let's see where Simp lands it.
Well, Huke
behind the bomb.
Huke got there. And he was greeted by Alec. Well, this time he gets it down, Joe.
Yeah, it doesn't get caught planning. He was watching the window this time. Almost gets caught at the repeat. The nades just go past both players. Shotzzy from up top. Beautiful on Arcitys. Forced to 3v3 now.
It goes through his legs. Like, I thought it was going to stick him, but aBeZy out the peak. iLLeY and Crim are the last 2 alive. 2 versus 2. aBeZy, though, comes in, puts down both. A little bit of a skirmish there around ticket booth, but FaZe come out on top and kind of slow the momentum, slow the roll. The comfort that Empire was finding over the last couple rounds.
Yeah, they just get into this 4v4. They get that first blood, and now Shotzzy's able to bring it down to a 3v3. But again, when you're retaking this, you have to worry about lower catwalk stairs. There's a lot of different angles that you have to clear. It's all about aBeZy inside catwalk. Nobody worked the flank, so he was free, and he's just checking the bomb. He's the bomb check. He made sure that nobody was on the defuse, and he ends up finding 3 kills.
Well, yeah, it looks to be a bit of a fake kind of here from what Shotzzy and Crim just throwing nades through. Well, it's great if you were throwing the fake with the bomb on the opposite side. It feels even better when you get a kill. But now what do? Do you wrap the bomb back or you just go ahead and hit B? It forces the rotation out of FaZe. It looks like they'll just get right to B, which was the original plan at the get-go. Just made it a little bit easier by Crim actually get a pick.
Huke's planting that angle as well. There isn't a player, though, from FaZe there to take him off the bomb. So bomb's planted. On the flank's going to be aBeZy. He's going to have a one-on-one with Crim, and Crim does such a good job. We've seen it multiple times now in that spot. He was able to take down Cell, in like round 1. Round 2. He does it here again. The trophy to save himself. Arcitys puts it down, forced the 2v3, but they got to go. And, well, those shots were beautiful.
Ooh. They were clean, that's for sure. But what a map Crim is having. You know, he's had some monster maps here. On Express, gets the first 2, and then Shotzzy, a little bunny hop. The AK-74U, he's hitting shots like he's an AR with that thing.
It's because it can.
Yeah.
It's that good.
You're right. I was gassing him, but you're right. It's a beam.
No. Those are beautiful shots for him. Simp, though, 0-5.
Yeah, right. After that map 1, just he's 0-5 now. Like, that was put on looked like the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, just a highlight show in map 1. Struggling here.
And we're playing retake now again for the Empire. But what's the difference? It looks like you're going to have Shotzzy work the flank this time. Slow from Atlanta FaZe. Now, here's the problem. You can actually get caught on the bomb. Since you didn't go for the early plant, you have to clear out these catwalk stairs. Shotzzy's just going to peek it. Now they know his position. He's going to back on up. Just a waiting game. Trying to bait one out for Atlanta FaZe.
Here's the one-on-one. Goes on in. Huke ready, but Simp there with the insta-trade. Crim, though, on the cross, able to hit the shots. Now, Cellium and Arcitys is going to be at a 2 versus 3. Empire close to get this 4th round on the board, but Crim, you'd love to not die in that spot. Gets a freebie, puts them to a 2 versus 2.
Especially where Shotzzy is. I mean, this is really it. It's about Shotzzy's position. Can he make the play now? Trying to take his time. Bombs being planted. Gonna find one. Now just wants to get away with his life. Here comes the instant trade. It's Cellium. So good in search. 1v1 now, but iLLeY able to find that kill. Dallas Empire now with a 2-round lead. But yeah, this one.
Yeah, I was worried after this because, like, you don't have the round in the bag by any means, but it gets a lot more stressful after Crim drops and puts it to a 2 versus 2. But hey, you nailed it. Shotzzy's in the position. He's the one that can make the play, and he does. And just a good, good efficient trades in the sense of you didn't really give Cellium a chance to do something crazy again, which I kind of think called out earlier in a round. Like, just trade him out. Don't give him time to regain health or do something nuts.
And for Atlanta FaZe, I mean, they give you that bomb site, but they don't go for the plant. Now into this round, it's a first blood for iLLeY. 4, 5, 6, 7 on the Dallas Empire. They have this 2-round advantage and another first blood. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta FaZe trying to claw their way back into it, but very patient from Dallas. After that first blood, just trying to see, does anyone make a move? Does someone try to full flank us? Let's say Arcitys and Cellium don't want anything to work towards the B side. Maybe rotate on over. Simp is as well, so they're giving up A. A bit of a fake. Now they're just going to clear out all the corners. While this happens, a couple of players are going to rotate on back. They're trying to figure out what they want to do. Simp goes back, but Arcitys, they're staying.
What were the total rounds won by Empire over the winners bracket final and final again?
8.
8. All right, well, they're halfway there. The nades hit. Shotzzy drops. You still have numbers again if you're Empire. Arcitys trying to get away, able to do so. Look at the clock. Time dwindling. Are they able to catch the planner? iLLeY will work to get this down. He's got Crim looking over him. Did he find a timing? He may have found a great timing. He's pushes on in, or a bad time. I thought for a second he leaked on through. Arcitys already a 1v2 clutch. Now into a 1 versus 3, and well, you can see via X-ray a sea of Empire players in front of him. Empire have been strong here on Express, and you've got to love to see this as an Empire fan, considering how it went in Major 1. But the question still remains, and we'll see as this weekend continues. If you get to a grand final, right? If you're matched up against them and it goes to a best of 9, you have to play a lot of search maps. You have what it takes to win multiple. Empire,
for
I mean,
FaZe,
you beat Røkkr, you're beating FaZe. Like, the search looks better, Joe.
Yeah, you know, for FaZe, it's a question of what do we want to play. Do we want to play checkmate, or they keep vetoing that? You know, this is just how it's going to go back and forth. They're going to stick to it, and I think what they were trying to do last offense was just wait. Maybe they thought Dallas was going to throw something a little bit different. Huke is inside ticket booth, and aBeZy is able to stay alive. He's got to be so weak. The nades fly on in.
So
but we're
quick,
doing
right?
4v4. Simp, though, he's going to get beamed by Shotzzy.
Yeah, I thought that was like a gimme, and then Shotzzy just smokes him. His AK-74U just lighting up this map. aBeZy now last alive. Shotzzy down. Everyone's swarming. He will get dropped. 6-2 victory for Empire in the map 2, and they're close to having as many search round wins as they had across 2 series in 4 searches at the last major. Improvements for Empire. You love to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those rounds is the 1v2 by Arcitys. So you take that away, that big clutch round away. This was a dominant map by Dallas Empire. They needed this. And now we go to a control map where one time it was split. It was 1-1, right? It was a 3-0 winners final for FaZe. It was a 3-0 in the grand final for Dallas Empire. So you're feeling good. You put yourself in a position to gain some momentum.
Yeah, and so far, it's like the teams have won their picks, right? You win your pick in the hard point if you're FaZe. You win the pick in the search if you were Empire. So flow of it is kind of what you, I guess, wanted and expected maybe if you were the teams or the coaches going through this. But maybe here in the control is where it gets a little bit more interesting, Joe.
That really does. I mean, it's a swing map. And you go to checkmate hardpoint after that. If you win this, kind of what I said, you want the pressure to be against Atlanta FaZe, it would be. Taking a look at our stats here, it's one-sided.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dominant map by Dallas Empire. Everybody contributing. 1,700 damage for Crim. He has been so good in search and destroy lately.
We're going to check out the U.S. Army tactical play. I believe it's going to be from round 6 that we're going to look at. In just a second, they're getting that ready, and we're going to take a look and see what I think iLLeY was able to do. But you got to feel good, like after, kind of getting manhandled a bit in that first map, you come in and you dominate it. Like this wasn't close. It's just great from Empire.
Yeah, this is the offense where FaZe slow things down. But because you don't plant, you kind of get picked apart. They push catwalk, there's a quick trade. And then Crim's able to find a kill. And there is the trade onto him. But the whole time it's Shotzzy. Shotzzy just creeping on up. Because where was the one place they saw Shotzzy? It was in their catwalks there. So they're probably thinking he's lurking in there. That's why you see that player number 2, Cell. He's clearing it. You see his position. He's making sure that Arcitys could get this bomb down. But Shotzzy went all the way through the spawn. And then this is the trades. And just a good job by Shotzzy to put those shots in, to make sure that he's one bullet.
Yeah, and I don't think it was like a crazy play, just a more, we're touching on the efficient trading. Just being in position to limit the playmaking ability, shutting it down, closing out the round. They do an excellent job there. And this whole stage has been a talk about improvements for a lot of teams. The lower end teams getting better. Weak hardpoint team in Røkkr improving there. Weak search team in Empire improving there. It's been cool to see. It's just improvements kind of all over the place. It feels like it's just getting more and more competitive, and it's wild to see it go down. But Empire, they tie up our winners bracket final at 1-1. They bring it closer. The control is where things get mixy. As you said, they tied up 1-1 in that control in the winners bracket final and final last time around. We go at it again.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you mate. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
We're going to take a look at the last time these guys kind of played and chat through how the last winners bracket final went. I know we chatted about it a little bit, Joe, but it was dominant from FaZe. And I said at the beginning of this match, I need to see more from Empire, because after that series, I remember you and I talking off broadcast, like we were like, this is over. They're winning this event. There was no doubt in my mind FaZe were winning after that winners bracket final. I know that was their pick, but I already feel like Empire have a better chance. You got a map win. Like I don't know. The improvements in search have me feel a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, already looking a little bit better. Now we get to that raid control.
Absolutely. And remember, text 5G GOAT to 313131 for the weekly drop. Again, chances to win. We'll be highlighting that over the course of it in case you're jumping in and out of the broadcasts and want a chance to win. So do that. We like free stuff. But now we go to control. And Joe, you said it was 1-1, right? They played it in the winners bracket final and then in the final. How do you see things going here?
Well, there is a little something you can add on to this as well.
Okay.
The winners bracket final, I think they were trying to put a statement on. In the grand final, it was pretty deep into the series. I think it was already like 5-1 in favor of Atlanta FaZe. So, you know, there is that to it, right? Atlanta FaZe was probably pretty comfortable with the position that they were in. But I think for Dallas, maybe that just gives you some confidence. But what I saw yesterday from Atlanta FaZe against Toronto, I mean, it was probably the most dominant raid I've seen since that.
That's true.
Final.
So there's a couple things you can tack on top of what I said. All right.
Yeah, I had to dive into it a little bit, but I mean, you know, Atlanta FaZe 5-1 on here. The one loss is to Dallas.
And Empire, God, we've casted them a lot here, and I mean, you saw the Miracle versus Røkkr, a Miracle versus NYSL to win that round 3 and pull that off. They've had some
usually
insane
not clean
desperation moments. Yeah, we had not clean, just flying at it, last ditch effort. They pull something off, but it's clean out of the opening. It's Shotzzy with 2.
And this is important because what we saw yesterday from Atlanta FaZe was their breaks were on point, and then they put you in the trap. I mean, Toronto also could barely get A, but it was just so difficult for them to even get that on offense. But you're already almost 2 ticks. You have decent map control. You're able to have that life advantage. It looks like Simp just going to try and play Laundry. I think he was thinking about maybe pushing it, but he knows everybody is here now. Now for him, it's just, can I get any kills? Because if I get a kill or 2, I know aBeZy is in their spawn and we have them trapped, and that's going to be it. They're just going to try and slow this down, and look at that. aBeZy pushes on through. Now you have RC's top bedroom. Just that rotation. Crim, though, was lurking, does find a kill.
Well, I think that was Huke. I think he was the last one up ringside.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, he does get 1, but yeah, the breaks, I mean, there are a lot of factors and there are a lot of rounds that go deep, but it's got to be up there for like biggest factor. Just having a clean opening break, getting the point, first point clean, giving yourself a lot of time. But yeah, that is 3 down, and it is time to go. RC's, how many can he get, though? He's at least able to get 2. Cellium gets back in the mix, and it seems you survive that first 3 down, but you do get a little bit of presence here from Empire. You're at least not fighting out of your spawn.
They at least have bedroom control, but that's a great job by RC. He's got to give him props to find those 2 kills. He goes down, probably round over, so keeps them in it. Lives now tied. aBeZy getting aggressive up towards that bedroom, just trying to play his life inside of water. RC's able to find a kill. iLLeY just wants to make sure they have this position. They can fight from it. They don't want to give this to Atlanta FaZe. But a minute in the round. Dallas have to go here soon.
Yeah, especially. Oh, iLLeY. aBeZy's a big iLLeY fan. That's all.
Well, iLLeY was given some extra love in that search.
And then he got team killed? Wait, then he got team killed by Cellium. Was like, stop it. Focus up. Not a lot of love between these 2 teams, I would think.
Not at all. Not whatsoever. With the major and then the grand finals, the world championship last year, with Dallas taking that one.
Make it spicy. I love it. Oh, Huke finishes the kill. I thought for a second he was going to get put in the blender. 20 seconds to go, and this is one of those moments where Empire sometimes pull off the incredible. 12 lives on one side, 11 on the other. Time against Empire. Can they pull off something yet again? 2 are going to go down. Arcitys again in a position where he's got to get a key kill, and he does.
Yeah, actually, it's 2. Again, he slows things down. Arcitys played his life perfectly in that position. Now there's only 1 player on it, so you could slow down a little bit, but a good job by iLLeY and Shotzzy. They're right back to it. Shotzzy now on 3 in a row. Up to 9 and 5. Things slowing down here. Nice trades. Nice trades, but no trades there. Now Dallas, I think you get on this point. It's on Cellium. Can he slide out with Simp?
They're going forward. Simp is still up, just trying to get on any contest, and Simp gets to the block. Challenge is out. Players, though, here, the reinforcements in. They get shut down, and it seems FaZe have held it off. This time, not enough time to get in to stop the clock. Empire had a chance, but FaZe come up big.
I think you take that. It's a good offense here, but this is the play. I mean, it's a 4v2. Huke gets caught, and then look at this. All this stuff is happening around him, and RC's just taking his time. When is my time to attack? It's right there. Be able to take those 2 down. That slows the round up a little bit. He knows he can focus on the middle of the map, does just that. That is 2 moments Arcitys makes the play.
But as you also said, like, pretty good offense out of Empire, considering the defense we saw yesterday from FaZe. They make it close. The live disparity, not much at all. Now, who gets the edge in the break this time? Empire behind Shotzzy. Incredible job. This is actually going to be a B hit from FaZe. They're sending it towards the B side of the map. aBeZy does get the entry, but Shotzzy there. Huke there. And they get the pressure, with the 1 guy off A they're able to get, so it won't split them up as much. But now rallying to the other side of it will be FaZe, and picking it up, it's Huke.
Huke and Shotzzy able to find some kills. FaZe now transitioning probably over towards this A zone, you would think. iLLeY is there to be at that rock, but he gets taken down. Arcitys opens that up. They're just going to get on that point. aBeZy inside a kitchen. Brian.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, he sees the first, uses the movement to give the pillar his cover. A lovely double out of aBeZy, but he can't get out. There's a nade on him as well. 2 bits of progress done. A should be finished in a moment here. Now Empire will try to put in the trap.
You just don't want that transition, right, from A to B to be clean for FaZe. RC is an incredible map 1, bringing it here in map 3, 12 and 8 leading the way. A lot of the talk was like about Simp, because the plays he was making, but RC's almost has 30 kills, double positive. But Crim to slow things down. aBeZy now wants to fight for top bedroom. Huke wins the gunfight. So good defense so far here for Dallas.
Yeah, you've got all the position in the world. That key spot in apartments, it's all Empire for now. And as long as they have this, time is just going to get milked on the clock. So if you're FaZe, you got to think of how you want to attack this. They really have like a 2-on-3 here until aBeZy wraps over. On the other side of it, it's Simp trying to work ringside, maybe get in behind enemy lines or win a fight inside a kitchen. If he does that, it could be huge for FaZe. Looks like they kind of crossed paths on the other side. Ooh. Wait, Simp? Okay, Simp got caught. Let's say he actually got into kitchen, almost got all the way through to basketball, but they do pick it up. 4 in a row now for Cellium.
Seen him in this position before, just trying to find the different angles and money and cut out. Knows the push is going to be coming through court. Now up to 5 in a row. Playing his life in Tiki, dodging the nades. His teammates are working inside a kitchen, and there's the crossfire. Now Cell working on some streaks. So beautifully done playing his life. Can he find number 7? Yeah, why not give it to him?
The man is streaking. Looking for the second as he's on the point. 26 seconds to go. The teammates winning the fight and pushing their kitchen, alleviating some pressure here. There's the second streak. Here's Shotzy's POV. He can disrupt all of this. Cellium just can't die.
Well, they found him. They found him. They sniffed it out.
10 in a row from Cell to close out the round. An offensive win, up 2-0, and after Simp sniffed it out, he lit up his body as well.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things. Shotzzy's trying to big brain it a little bit. He's trying to play a little bit patient, get the players off his spawn. I think if he just hits it, he can get them out. Because they knew there was only 2 players there.
Well, while Cell was doing all that, I was just staring at the minimap because I thought Simp winning kitchen was so important. And he was just world starring. My eyes were locked on the minimap.
You know, he was dancing. He was at the pool.
10 in a row from Cellium. And up 2-0 with the streaks to use. Might be dominance again here in map 3 from FaZe.
Yeah, pretty default here out of Dallas. Just going to go towards that A zone, but Simp's going to find 2. That's the opener. It's the break we talked about. It's what we saw yesterday in Toronto Ultra. You already have RCs in that position now, right? You're flooding up this driveway in the ring and in the courtyard when these FaZe players have position. Cell now just trying to stay alive. He's got streaks if he wants to use them in this round. He can close this out 3-0, but Shotzzy's going to take down 2. That should be A.
We'll hold on to the streak for now. Slowly progressing this point. Shotzzy's got this one-on-one in the back, and he's able to take it. Well, let Cellium pop off with 10 in a row again. I mean, Shotzzy's 18 and 12 on 4 in a row himself. Maybe he can somehow earn some streaks. Nope, that's not going to happen. He is quickly put down. A now going to get finished. He'll just over 2 minutes to go. 2 life advantage. I mean, they can get this offensive round win. You know they can hold on a defense. Maybe they can get it to a final round.
aBeZy trying to deal with the push. He's going to get taken down. And yeah, I mean, the map kind of flips right now. And aBeZy off his spawn. That's a tough spot. Now he's going to spawn back laundry. Someone's going to pick that up. That'll be Crim. And he gets spawn killed again. So aBeZy is in the blender, as we like to call it. But Cellium, Arcitys, they're staying alive. And Cell still has the streaks. It's like you give up basketball, but you're not on the point quite yet. Now Shotzzy trying to get inside of Tiki.
It's a big win from Cellium, and the tiny tears come through on the kill feed as well. There's the clear, and it was another chance for Empire. You know, they had the 3 down last time around. They had this opening, but FaZe regained control. Lurking. Is Cell 10 in a row last round? 5 here. Double positive at 20 and 10.
And he went on a huge streak in map 1, too. I mean, it was a slow start for him, and then he turned things around. Double positive now. We're forcing Dallas to have to hit through low water. Look at this angle. Nice shots on the Shotzzy, trying to play his life. Doing a very good job, and look at that. Arcitys, aBeZy. Yeah, he's just baiting. That's really it.
Yep.
Exactly that. Look at me. Try to shoot me. I'm just going to keep dancing.
Doing the cha-cha. As his teammates look over him perfectly now, down to 35 seconds to go. Grim does get a kill, but again, efficient trades out of FaZe.
In worst case scenario for FaZe, there's only 20 seconds left. You could let Dallas on the point if you wanted to. You still have the 2 streaks.
True.
If you will even need to call those. This is going to be the last push here. They're going to group up, and hello. That is a cruise missile coming in. He's going to shoot him, and he finds 3.
Well, their thought was we're going to run into kitchen, but there were 2 FaZe players there, so they just stopped. And then, well, missiles hit them in the, they're just body parts are littered throughout the pool and the mid courtyard, blood all over the place. 3-0 for FaZe. Cellium started lighting it up in that second round offense. Best play though here. Some quality shots from Simp.
It's right. Okay, then we just go into the map pool, right? I mean, Dallas would love to play checkmate control where they're 4-0, but Atlanta's going to take that away. So now it's a question of, do we play Garrison or are we to play Raid? Because Garrison for Dallas, they're 2-3. For Atlanta FaZe, you're 5-1. Like, say these 2 teams rematch. Well, now 6-1 or 5-1. They're now 6-1 on Raid. I mean, Raid is their best map for Dallas Empire. Well, the map they have the most reps. I mean, checkmate's their best, but they're not going to get to it. So it's just, what can you do?
7 of their 13 control wins are 3-0. So a lot of times when they're winning, it is dominant. It's interesting. I don't know if you agree with this, but it seems like where there might be a little bit of a fall off for teams catching up in search. Obviously, they've been handed some losses lately. They might be getting better and better in respawn, which is frightening.
What's so important for their control game is, you can see here the stats, Cellium 25-11, is that if fact is, what are a lot of teams transitioning off of? It's raid to checkmate, where Atlanta FaZe is getting better. They're getting better at raid, and probably one of the best raid teams, if not the best in the game, and they don't play checkmate. So it's like, either play us on Garrison when nobody else plays, or play us here.
There's not a lot of options when it comes to control, right?
Nope.
Yeah, you have 2 you're solid at, and you're good to go. But yeah, that we thought might be a little bit tighter based on some of the wins for Empire lately. But no, FaZe, just like yesterday, it's raid control, and they run away with it. Now up 2-1 in the series. We got a hard point in map 4. Respawn so far, it is all Atlanta FaZe. They look to close it out here.
Hello! Thanks for watching. If you want more rewards, be sure to click on the rewards button right next to the diamond icon. Be sure to subscribe for more CDL content.
We are back. Welcome. Major 2 continues on. We've got today's action wrapping up with this series. Then tomorrow, our final day. 3 matches to decide the split of the $500,000. But here's where our maps and modes in this best of 5 winners bracket final sit now. You've got a 2-1 edge if you're FaZe. You're heading into a checkmate hardpoint. And I think we're going to look at the final from the last time they played, the grand final from Major 1. Checkmate hardpoint was in the mix. That's one Empire were able to take.
Yeah, that was their first map win, down 3-0, able to bring that back. And you saw some life, and then they win the raid control. The respawn was looking pretty good. But after that, they get shut down in the search, right? I mean, you see it there. Just 3 search losses, 6-3, 6-1, 6-0 by Atlanta FaZe. But checkmate. No, Atlanta FaZe, they decide to veto raid hardpoint. We're playing checkmate. And what we saw yesterday from Atlanta FaZe was a very close game from Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, they didn't look great, right? Like, they still look good, but it just doesn't look FaZe dominant necessarily in the times we've kind of watched them on that map. So, Empire, a chance here to even up the series and go to a map 5, but a look at the game 1. Yeah, the disparity in the slaying column, they fried them.
No, they absolutely did. They put them in, I mean, yeah, it was
Super blender? Like some sort of really powerful blending machine?
Yeah, like maybe one of those in like the Jamba Juices. Those ones are loud, so maybe one of those,
Yeah, probably that. But you saw, I mean, they won it. It wasn't just a win. I mean, it's 250, like 100. So they blew them out here. We know how good Empire are at hardpoint. I guess it's just have FaZe improved here. I mean, in overnight, it's got to be tough to do.
Well, yeah, a lot of teams are watching this, right? The teams in tomorrow's tournament, in case they get to the grand final, or they play FaZe in the elimination bracket, depending on today. Okay. Express S&D, check. Like maybe a bit of a weakness. I don't know. It's just sort of that back and forth between these teams and these maps. And is checkmate another hard point where Atlanta FaZe, maybe they veto that. Maybe that opens something up for another team.
It's like
that's really the discussion.
They're like the dragon from The Hobbit. You know, I had like the one scale missing, and that's where they had to put the arrow through. Like, yeah, you got to find whatever small weakness you can, Joe.
Absolutely. Whether you're hunting dragons or you're hunting
Demons.
these dragons on the map. Yeah, I mean, whatever you call it. But one thing that stood out yesterday, Atlanta FaZe off the break. They had the good side, but they went down early, almost 100 points to Toronto Ultra. Can the start be better?
Yeah, I mean, they credit due. I mean, they brought the comeback, but it's just you getting put in a hole like that versus a team like Empire, you're likely not bringing it back. Or you wouldn't think so, at least.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. Who was it? Like aBeZy, who just went off that map. But it's kind of the same thing here. A nice start by Dallas. They get the early time. They flip the spawns. Arcitys is trying to play his life. Is able to find Huke. But his teammates got to get across to him. Arcitys doing what he can. Able to win another one. Simp's able to find him. The nades are in. Trying to play his life. He's still alive. He buys enough time. His team's at least on the hill.
Yeah, he gets some time to get into the front. In fact, he gets 2 and stays alive as long as he does. Just incredible. But you don't get the kills there if you're FaZe. It's Crim with the 74 U in hand that walks away with 2. Now Arcitys back into the mix, and I was going to say comically, he's going to be the last one standing until a nade takes him out. Not a ton of time earned to this point by anybody.
Crim, though, up to 8-1. A great start for him. Well, you're gonna take this anytime, right? You spawn bad side, you're gonna be up 50, 60 points after the first couple of hills. Now for Atlanta FaZe, they have to do what they did yesterday. Fight back 3 and 4, and hopefully you have that 5th hill set up.
So what do you think's going wrong for FaZe? I mean, impressive stuff from Empire, don't get me wrong, but this is now back-to-back times we've casted them. They're on strong side, they lose it.
Well, I think it starts off with the break, because they're kind of playing for plane control, but they're losing that, right? You see Simp and aBeZy, they have to control plane. When you can control plane, that makes it a whole lot easier. The other team has to basically focus on getting that time, but their breaks are a little weak. That puts them in those bad positions. Cellium was on a spree, but does get taken down.
Yeah, it happens once. Maybe it's not a big deal, but it seems to be a recurring theme, at least as of late. Look at number 3, though, all the way tucked away in the back. That'll be Zip trying to set up. You've already got a minute or so off the play clock. It's just not really clean hard points for either team. Empire, yeah, you got a nice lead, but there was just a lot of time where no was in the hard point, or maybe it was contested. Shotzzy, nice little slide around the edge, takes that. Simp has still been lurking in the back line for so long.
They have to know. The comms have to be like, hey, where is he?
Yeah, no one's killed him for a minute. Where is he? Yeah.
Still trying to find. He's just being patient, trying to set up the pinch for this 4th hill. Finally, he arrives, but does get taken down, but his teammates on the hill able to find him.
Yeah, finally involved in the mix. They pick it up and into the hard point go FaZe. Empire, who enjoyed the early lead, will look for the retake. Let's go to an Astro listening with Dallas Empire.
Tube. Get these guys.
And he's behind the big
I need
box.
one
Yeah,
A
okay.
Tube
back alley. Oh, far side. Back up, enter.
Try to back up.
Back up.
No, I got your help.
I can't. Yo, top right wing.
I spawned out.
You're gonna spawn on me?
Get the time.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
playing my life.
Top right wing. Top right wing. iLLeY dead.
I got 2.
The only one on time, I'm pretty sure.
Let's go. Fight him.
I'm just playing my life here.
Slide.
They're still spawning on me.
They're spawning on your car.
BZ dead.
Yo, back right. Two back right, guys. Two back right.
Sit down, sit down.
You're
trying my life.
Push back green.
Cell dead. Oh my god.
You're way better.
Nice.
Fucking.
Yeah,
Yo,
I got naded.
Get the time.
In time. He's mid-side dub.
Yo, they're looking for me. They're looking for me. They're
some
gonna
are
be back
definitely
green.
gonna spawn out.
Yo, whoever is playing
Yo,
subs, they're
dub
gonna be
behind
back
double
green.
BZ here.
Alright,
Yeah, our
You went mid-side point. Mid-side point.
When the point's up, done.
Try going left.
Yeah, mid-side point.
Got one. Yo, Sim's on it. Where's he pushing?
He's running. He's
I got
still
BZ.
new. Still new.
One bullet.
Where'd he
Sit
go?
behind the pillar. He ran in green.
Try to push the right. Try to push the right. He's running right back in.
Nader hill.
Yo, back alley.
Okay. I'm
Average,
gonna pick up back alley.
I'm staring at it too.
What hop?
Back alley. What's up, back alley? What's up, middle?
Yo,
Nade him.
one guy's there back. One guy's on their back. Here you go.
Back up,
Yeah,
back up.
Nice.
Yeah, Nado.
Come on,
Oh,
wait,
we're on top, last two.
we're coming in.
You said what? What's up?
Inwood dead.
Inwood.
One's back right wall.
Back right wall.
No time.
Triple.
I need a green.
Yo,
Wait.
behind me as
Yo,
well.
I spawned out over. I spawned
He's
out
ladder.
I got one.
You went to the ladder. Your ladder, Tyler.
He's plane tips.
Yeah, they
Yo,
didn't.
one shot ult.
Joe, you remember last time we did a listen in on this map with Empire? There was a lot of questions. They seemed confused at times. That's when Crim was like, everyone shut up, pressure the hill type thing. It was like kind of an odd listen in. I thought that was a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it's not what we expected the last time we heard them from Dallas Empire. That a lot cleaner. you heard really the conversation was around Huke when we got in there. Everybody was looking for him. He did a great job playing his life, winning some gunfights. But he challenged a one-on-one versus Simp. Simp was able to win it. So what happens? They get what Atlanta FaZe is able to get those spawns. They're able to turn it into some time. And again, not a great start, but who has the lead? It's Atlanta FaZe.
It's not about how you start, Joe. About how you finish. I just made that up right there. What do you think?
I mean, starting down like 80 to 100 isn't fun.
No, it certainly isn't. But they showed yesterday they got the ability to bring it back, trying to do it again here, even if the deficit not quite as large. But RC searches on forward. Grim gets caught. Not able to finesse away and pop the reload off in time as iLLeY is in position. But they got the flip, Joe.
Yeah, they're able to earn that flip, and again, it's okay. You're in this spot now. Can you turn it into a nice hold? aBeZy with the wall bang through yellow crate, and that's what they needed. They needed playing control. aBeZy will slow things down. Now Dallas has to work across the map, right? Now they have to try and get playing control, and then from there, try and make this push deep. Grim is going to be a little bit staggered here. Gonna have to wait for him. aBeZy able to find that first blood fit. Oh, what a nade from Arcitys. Able to hit it, and Simp's now on a 5 spree.
It's Tom Brady. Yeah, aBeZy killing the entire team inside the plane surely helps with the rotation. Yep, and now the streaks. We'll see how efficiently they'll get used over the course of this. But through the front goes Empire. They're able to break on in. Disrupt some of this time. Well, second hasn't been super clean really for either team yet. Get early control, but the pressure from the front has been good from FaZe first time. Good from Empire here. Battling back in is Arcitys and FaZe. And they'll enjoy the final 13 or so seconds.
And now a 40-point lead. Just a great job at the end of the first rotation, battling back on a 3rd, 4th, and 5th hill. Now with a decent lead, Shotzzy having a really good game here, him and Crim. And the one that stands out to me is Huke, 9 and 18. Again, you need him. You need him in these moments because who just went on that spree? It was Simp.
Well, there's still time for him to pick it up and turn it around. Start to pop off in this game. But yeah, considering he's double negative, only a 20-point game, you got a chance for a lead change here at bottom plane. Just trying to hold all the angles. There's about 17 that can get crossfire onto the point, and well, that just happens. The Krigs hit. 2 players on the point will drop. This FaZe transition over. Now Shotzzy wants to pounce from up top. Him and Huke. Subs taking them down. Who is top of the map still? RC still playing topside in position.
Yeah, he had Cellium with him, but I think Cellium thought that they were blocking the spawns, and Huke spawns up. He's able to take 2 now, so you have the spawns on 4th hill and for 5th right now for Dallas Empire. A chance to get back into this one. But Atlanta FaZe, they're going to try and flip this while earning this time. They're just slowing down right now. You just see it. 3 players in the plane. They're just getting the setup. They're making sure Cell has it, and now off the push. When they get 3 down, they fly. There's the split spawns. Crim's going to spawn behind him, Shotzzy as well, but they have to go because the pinch is developing on the hill.
And they couldn't fly. They wanted to, but it gets shut down. The players in the back able to hold it. Now, where FaZe made the swing to get back in front, through 4 and 5, Empire. A chance to do exactly the same thing here. Is this contested inside? aBeZy, I think 1, 2, or 3 to get into it. And I think 4 now in a row for him at 27 and 21. 5 in a row now for aBeZy. And look at number 3
Simp
leaking through. It's Simp.
They know it now too. With the spawns out and well, with 10 seconds left, that is not when you want that to happen whatsoever. Huke, the last one. There is the spawn flip. It starts with aBeZy. Simp recognizes it. He just rotates on over. The individual plays turn into the spawn flip. You still have the streak at the front of the hill if you need it. They're just taking their time right now. They know Dallas has to flood the front.
Yeah, it just feels like if they get enough 3 downs, one of their push-throughs is going to work, right? Like someone's going to leak through, and it's Simp that's able to do it. Now the artillery in. 20 points away from victory and moving into another grand final is Atlanta FaZe. And it'll get done through the respawns here if they can close it out. But it's not over yet. Empire back into the point.
Yeah, you're alive. Shotzzy goes on a flank all the way through bottom plane. He flanks the plane stairs. Look at the spawns. This is a setup where if you get into the first hill, you get this scrap time. They can't win here now. You take this if you're Empire. Nice fight back.
100%. But this is where it's difficult for your Empire because they only need 15 points. So, right, you have to,
yeah, dude.
You have to contest and hold plane. It's almost like we saw like from Ultra yesterday. Like, you have to contest and hold that, and then you also have to hold the rotation. And it's so difficult to do, but they have kind of the recipe here to bring this back and win the game.
Yeah, iLLeY's going to open it up with a 2-piece. Simp's working the top of the map. Watch that number 3 arrow. What does he decide to do? It looks like him and aBeZy are going to try and work the flank. They know the focus from Dallas has to be on the hill. Here comes the pinch. But 4 dead. Dallas holding on.
Okay. Now it's getting interesting. Point by point. Empire climbing back into it. Can you hold all this time, or at least if you're going to leave some, not enough for FaZe to win the game? 2 are going to go down. One's the team kill though. But still in the point at Huke.
Just got to contest.
And don't chow. This is where you are, a little frustrated with Kleenex. He surges forward where you just have to sit and hold. Just contest the time. Make sure you have spawns for next. They're doing exactly that. They surge on forward. Huke ready and waiting. Huke will take down 2 before he drops down one-on-one on the other side. This one-on-one is huge. And Simp again, but the spawns are still there, bottom right for Empire. They can fly on forward. 5 points needed for FaZe. You've got to race in. Empire sprinted across. The contest is here. Who comes out on top of the bloodbath inside? It's Simp with 2. It's a FaZe win. They move on into the grand final.
They do it through the respawns, and this was a map that Dallas won in the grand final. They start off slow, they bring it back. Dallas do a great job the back half of that game, well, really towards the final third to get us to that second hill. But it's what we talked about. There's so much focus on the contest. Who is it? It's Simp. Lurks his way up top. Forces a 1v1 versus iLLeY. He wins it, and then all the pressure is on Dallas to get there.
Yeah, it's just, it's hard to do. I mean, a valiant effort by Empire, but you have to focus so many resources towards that contest to not lose the game that it opens up a one-on-one. And if Simp doesn't win that, you're probably in a great spot and you might win that game. But Simp, think about the rotation to 5th. That was massive. And then the play there for 2nd. I mean, Simp was making some huge rotations there at the end of the game. The guy can do it with his gun skill. He can do it with his brain. He's an unreal talent. He goes 26 and 18 there. Anything else statistically? I mean, you got a ton of damage out of Arcitys and Cell, 5,800 out of Shotzzy.
Yeah, I mean, pretty bad. I mean, it's kind of balanced in the score.
Close
Obviously,
game. Yeah.
The big thing for Atlanta FaZe is just going to be, if other teams are going to pick that map against you, you have to be better with the breaks. That's really it. That first rotation needs to be better, so you're not in situations like that.
Yeah, it's like, how many come from behind victories do you have? They've done it the last 2 days, but feels like eventually you might come up short because they've been some close and very, very tight maps. But we're going to check out the scuff play of the game. It's going to be the final moments. We're going to see Empire trying to hold on plane, try and contest, trying to get it to another hard point. And it comes down to that one-on-one with Simp.
Yeah, there's a team kill up here, so it forces a 1v1 where, you can't really push this. And Huke realizes this, but watch number 3 off of spawn. And, he spawns all the way bottom left. Simp takes his time. It's a 3v3 on the hill. Huke is just waiting for that to hit the 10-second mark, because then he knows that it's going to second. But as we said, all the pressure is on the plane, and then the 1v1 right here, iLLeY versus Simp. Simp wins it, and now he just plays his life. He takes his time. His teammates have to fly to him. Dallas has to fly to the hill. They get in. They're able to contest, but there's just too much Atlanta FaZe already through. They win the game.
Well, it's 2 parts too. We're so focused on the Simp rotation that, if Simp won that one-on-one, but they won all the fights in the plane, they've got the numbers to swarm Simp. But not only did Simp win the one-on-one, FaZe clear plane, all of Empire's coming off a spawn, and the rest surge forward. So they kind of win it on both fronts, and that's what makes it so difficult to deal with if you're Empire.
Yeah, just a great job by Atlanta FaZe. And again, teams are like, where can we find that? And if you're Dallas, that was your opportunity to at least get us to a map 5. Map 5, we go to S&D Miami. I mean, Dallas is 4-1. Like, that's what you want. That's a really good map for them. That is your hard point pick. You have to be able to close that out.
Just couldn't quite get it done, but let's take a look at the updated bracket and where we now stand. We've got 3 matches remaining. 4 squads left in it. Røkkr versus Ultra. Winner of that takes on Empire. Winner has a date in a best-of-9 final with FaZe. That's your top 4. I mean, props to you know, Ultra getting to this spot, considering, you know, making a change in how the stage 2 went at times. And Røkkr, I mean, what more can you say? They make that swap, Standy is in, and they find themselves in a position to make a run to a final.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at tomorrow's schedule as well. But as you said, I mean, well, I would love to watch Røkkr versus Atlanta FaZe in the grand final. I had OpTic versus FaZe, but that crazy game happens. I think Røkkr is probably the one team in each game mode that might be able to battle with them. They have a deep enough map pool in Search and Destroy at least.
What you said is literally why I picked a Røkkr FaZe final. Because, yeah, and I know that I shouldn't have been picking based on that fact that I thought they could, but that's what I did. I was like, they're the team that I think, and aBeZy is the best chance, so I'm going to put them there. Now let's see if they can get there. And they still got 2 steps to go through, obviously.
There's a long day tomorrow. It's a lot of COD.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to do it, not done yet, but Røkkr, it just feels like they're going to be on the receiving end or giving end of some sort of 1 in a million play. It's just been insane to watch their matches. I would gladly cast every Røkkr match as they have been nuts.
Now, you're going to start off with Toronto. Don't forget about Toronto. I mean, it's another team good in Search and Destroy. It's been much better from them in their pushing teams to the limit, right? They're starting to close those series out against those top teams, the teams that they've struggled with in the past. They get rocking, you never know.
See if they get rocking against Røkkr tomorrow. But there is how it breaks down. You know, all the hype and the stories and the moments. It's great. Pride. It's all fantastic. But they're playing for a large chunk of cash as well. $200,000 for first place. And I think a lot of people want to see FaZe fall short of that if they can do it. But let's look at our Astro Social soundboard. We're going to show one from our good buddy Miles talking about FaZe. And yeah, it's their respawn, really. I mean, the S&D, there's been a little bit of a lapse, but their hard point and control are so on point. That's kind of what I asked you in a map ago.
This is the one thing I will say, though, is that the only weakness we've really seen is the Express. The only team that's beat them on Raid Search and Destroy has been Toronto. Throw that out the window. They're not playing checkmate. Express is the only place that they've had trouble. So now the question is they don't veto checkmate, is their checkmate good enough, or do they keep trying with Express? Because Toronto great on Raid, but outside of that, Express is their only weakness.
Yeah, can they shelve that last weakness before tomorrow? Maybe not, but maybe that's where a chance for somebody to find an opening. But the best of 9, you got to play a lot of maps, and that's where it gets frightening against a team like FaZe. But Cellium, man, did he have some moments. He's a beast, an absolute beast, and we've got him with Jess after this quick break.
We are back for your final Game Fuel victory spotlight of the evening. This time we've got none other than Cellium with us. Oh my goodness, congratulations on the win. I mean, you've been frying lately. Simp has been playing out of his mind. What is it that sets you apart from and above the other teams lately?
I just think it's our teamwork. I think right now we're all working all together really good, and I'm excited for the tournament at the end of it.
Well, that's great to hear. So you guys have been so strong on Respawn, and I asked aBeZy this yesterday. I gotta ask you today, based on the fact that the S&D went kind of a similar way. Any concerns about that S&D?
No, I mean, I think our team's gonna just bounce back on it. I think we know the mistakes we're making, and I think we're gonna come back in tomorrow and fix it.
All right. Well, of course, I'm sure there's lots of work to be done before tomorrow, but also, what are you going to be doing to kind of relax and celebrate?
Probably gonna order some Popeyes tonight to celebrate. That's what I usually do every night whenever a match tournament ends. But it's probably that, and just vibe with the team.
Order some Popeyes. I love that. You got to get their red beans and rice. So good. All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview, and congratulations.
All right. Thank you.
All right, well, you heard it from Cellium. Wow, what a series, what a day. But you know what? Even though that's it for me for the day, the broadcast is not quite over. We're heading back to Lottie and Nameless on the desk. Don't go anywhere.
They can't stop the kid. Shake the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah. Do what you can, you could try, you can't stop it. OC dub, way up like a rocket. Acting up, acting that way out of pocket. For the grind, for the hustle, I can't knock it. Do what it take, do what you do, you could try. Yeah. I've been up, I've been stuck up in the sky. Yeah. Know me at the top, I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke, ooh, cannabis. Ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, ooh, and I'm rich. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got penny bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah. Tell them move. Get up out the way. It's ludicrous, yeah, how much I'm getting paid. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10K. No mob ties for the player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know what she doing when you not at home? And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Pour the liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it off. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah. Stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah.
But that might be what matters. Dashy hits the shots. Scump puts one down. Accuracy. No, he wins the gunfight to make it interesting. It's going to be attached, trying to rally across. He's going to hit Xyz. Scump is just holding. Scump is just holding. Wins the fight. Accuracy, though, they line up. They line up for accuracy, and he wins it. Are you kidding? Accuracy with the ice.
Are you kidding?
It's moments like that that produce our top 4 teams in this major. Here is our bracket, everybody. What a crazy ride it has been today. Some huge upsets, loads of tears, loads of sweat, loads of blood. I called it this morning. And boy, we do have our top 4 right now. Røkkr, Ultra, Empire, and FaZe are waiting in the wings for tomorrow to find out exactly who is going to be taking that tournament final spot and ultimately who is going to be crowned our champion. Welcome everybody back to Major Tournament 2 presented by Seany Gaming, and I'm joined by my very good bud on the desk, Nameless, as per usual. Nameless, I mean, let's just quickly talk about that round 11, game 5. I mean, mind-blowing experience we all went through together. Accuracy, I mean, that was just unbelievable. I've got to know from your perspective in Call of Duty history, and obviously an incredible career from yourself as well, where does that kind of stack up in terms of some of the best Call of Duty moments for you?
I mean, we've had some iconic Call of Duty moments. I mean, I think we're going to put this one as one of the luckiest moments ever in Call of Duty history, just so epic. And I'm going to put it at number 2, smack dab in between the OpTic Van standoff. Unfortunately, I was on the other end of that one, where the van just blew up and killed us right before we capped the flag. Just a crazy moment. And then the sneak defuse on Meltdown that Karma hit the squad with is it's just a wild play, man. Every so often a play comes along with your jaw is just on the floor, and you're like, how does this even happen? And, you know, we're taking a look at it here again, and you know, I could see why OpTic, you know, grouped up and lined up in a row right there to get killed by Accuracy, right? Like, Attach comes around on the flank, they get the kill on him, and Accuracy throws a nade, so they know he's coming from there, but I think that nade actually hits Formal, weakens him, so he doesn't want to move. And then the person that wins the gunfight against Attach, it's Scump. He's like minorly injured, so he doesn't want to move. And then Dashy sitting there, he's like, I don't want to move because I don't want to get picked as well, and they line up, they end up falling, and the comms in that moment have to just be insane, right? So I put no blame on OpTic there in that situation. I just think it was super unlucky, and Accuracy went big.
Yeah, he really did. He went big. Hey, look, go hard or go home, and that genuinely was what happened in that moment. I mean, we have to talk about our top 4 teams right now. We have solidified those going forward into tomorrow, and boy, do they deserve to be there. Our top 4 here for you. We got FaZe, of course, and then we have Empire, Ultra, and then of course Minnesota Røkkr, all lined up here. And I just want to know, which team do you think is going to be lined up against FaZe in that tournament final? Because it's such a tough road here for the rest of these 3 here who now have to kind of battle their way to that final. Who do you see kind of facing them here?
You know, all 3 of these squads are looking strong, right? Like Røkkr and Empire match was absolutely incredible. Toronto's starting to get some steam. So I honestly have no idea, right? I've been trying to sit here and give you guys predictions throughout this major. It's just been so difficult because these teams, every single day, they're improving, they're getting better, and they're, you know, shutting us all up. But I'll tell you what, I want to see Røkkr go up against FaZe because we haven't seen that match, and it's got to be epic. Røkkr's games are just absolutely insane. Their search and destroy is looking like it's getting better each day, and their hardpoint has gotten tremendously better. So I think that match will be sick, if it happens.
Well, you know what? This major's really left me thinking about things, you know, like, you find out that life is this game of inches, so is COD. Because in either game, life or COD, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite plant it. 1/2 a second too slow or too fast, you don't quite defuse it. And anyway, sorry, Nameless.
Okay, Lot Pacino. Listen, guys, this has got to be copy pasta for the future, right? Everybody in chat, write that down, save it. I want to see it posted throughout all of tomorrow. Whoever loses, just spam it with it.
I am such a goofball, I can't even help myself, but tell you what I can help is talking about the money that is on the line this major, and boy, some big money is at stake now. We have seen a couple of teams walk away with some decent prize pool money in their pockets. However, look at the big bucks on the line going forward. Top 4 is going to see you $40,000, and as you go, the money climbs. First place, 200 grand, Nameless. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That is a crazy amount of the pie to be taken home. And you know, honestly, the big question here is who's going to take it? You know, FaZe, again, in a great position, but you know, I would love a little bit of a change in the wind. I love the dominance from FaZe.
For sure.
But I think seeing another team kind of take that second major, is it too far-fetched right now, Nameless? What do you think?
I don't think it's too far-fetched. I think it could possibly happen. Obviously, FaZe has the upper hand against every team in the game. In a best of 9, it's going to be extremely difficult. I think you look at Røkkr and you think they're the one team that could possibly do it. You know, we've seen Empire lose to FaZe a couple times now. We've seen Ultra lose them a couple times. So that's the match that I'm looking out for. I hope that happens.
Me too, man. Well, thank you so much, Namus, for joining us once again on the Des. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. And tomorrow, I'll tell you what, we crown another champion. Will the crown don a different head this time, or are FaZe going to take it for a second spin? 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Don't be late, and we'll find out once and for all.